Yeah.
All right. So we're live.
Yeah.
So for those who are tuning in, my name is Uriah Kiser. I'm the publisher of Potomac Local News. This is the Potomac Local Live podcast on Facebook Live. So if you're tuning in, thank you very much. Callie Brown is with the Fredericksburg Department of Parks and Recreation, and we're going to talk about what's new with Parks and Rec in the city, especially as we get into the summer time frame. Memorial Day is here and a lot of cool things happening. So Callie, thanks for coming on today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So just talk a little bit about what it is that you do. First of all, introduce yourself, talk about what you do, how long you've been with the city, your role, and, some of the fun things you get to do in your job.
Yeah, so my name is Callie Brown. I am a Superintendent of Recreation. We have a couple Superintendents of Recreation, but my main area of expertise is outdoor rec. And so I oversee a lot of our parks that are focused on outdoor recreation opportunities like Motts Run Reservoir and Old Mill Park, where we get to get in the river or get in the reservoir, go canoeing, go hiking, archery, the naturey camps, the nature center. So all of that is like under me. So I think I have a pretty fun job. I get to do all this stuff, but I also get to get dirty and get people out in nature.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you have like the job that I think if I wasn't doing this, that I would definitely want. And it's funny because every time I see like a job open, like last night, I was like combing through social media, pulling out things for our newsletter. And I'm like, oh, cool. Look, they're hiring at Whitewater State Park for the contact ranger position. That would be just so cool because you get to talk to people. And plus you get like discounts on camping. And my wife's like, you're not going to go work in the park right now. You're too busy working in your business. But like, yeah, that's cool. But I would love to do that. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm kind of envious, I guess, is my point. And you talk about getting in the river. Gosh, last week about this time, the river kind of got into the city. It kind of spilled over. So I know I was driving down there. I guess it was Thursday, a week ago today. And I took my daughter down to Prep Park on the Stafford side. And but the road was closed, and we got some pictures of flooding. So, but it doesn't sound like that it really impacted Old Mill Park, which is right there on the river. Talk about kind of any of the cleanup or anything interesting that you guys had to deal with.
Our staff worked really hard and cleaned it up within a day, which was a lot faster than we had expected. But yeah, every time that the river is expected to flood like that, we do a lot of prep work to take out anything that would cause a big issue. We get rid of all the porta potties, we pump out the bathrooms, we remove light fixtures and all kinds of things that could get damaged. And that way, when the water comes in, it doesn't hurt too much.
How long does it take you to I mean, so you see the weather is coming, you see it's going to rain, you see, but I mean, I don't, I guess we had some heads up last week going into last week's heavy rainfall, but so you see that, how long does it take you to do all those things and prep and make sure that, the park's ready for potential flooding?
I think it depends on how much notice we have. I'm sure our staff would prefer having a lot of time, but most of the times it gets done in a day or two.
Yeah, and that's like an all hands on deck, mad dash scramble to get it done.
Thankfully, the flooding wasn't too bad. It reached the building, the bathroom building this time, but it wasn't as bad as the last time. So
yeah. No, it's interesting because like a week before that, we my daughter graduated from her preschool program, and so we all came down and had ice cream at Carl's, and then we went to Old Mill Park and played on the playground, and I mean it was like any other day. We'd have no idea that you could possibly, this park could be flooded, but sure enough, and as we've reported many times, it does flood. Well, I'm glad to hear that it's all cleaned up. I'm glad to hear that it's reopened. And just today, I posted on our site that parking fees will be back for parking and walking entrance fees. If you walk in, if you drive in, you'll be paying to park in Old Mill Park. So this must be one of the city's most popular parks because of its location on the river and the fact that you guys charge to park there.
It is our most popular park. It's the most used. So yeah, we do charge parking for non-residents between Memorial Day and Labor Day every year. So it's kicking off this Saturday on the 24th. And it'll keep going through Labor Day this year. I don't think I can hear you.
I
Oh,
muted my
there you
mic.
are.
My bad.
Okay.
My bad. So yeah, so it's Memorial Day, and you guys, obviously the start of summer, and people are going to get outside. So let's talk about some of the things that you have planned there in Fredericksburg to
Yeah.
keep people entertained, keep people engaged and active and outdoors.
So Memorial Day is a big kickoff for a lot of things. Our pool is opening this weekend. Summer camps start on Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, and then run all the way through August. Picnic in the Park is going on right now. Concert by Canoe. We can talk all about these things too, but all of these things are happening in May or starting next week. So it's just everything all at once.
Yeah,
Right now.
and this
There's so
must be
many.
like your busy season when you get
Yes.
really busy.
Yeah. And so the last couple of months are all prep for it, and then May is floodgates open for us.
If you pardon the pun, because we just spent so much time talking about the flood. So what do you want to talk about first? So we just did a story about your picnics in the park. This is at Memorial Park. So for those who aren't familiar, and I'll put myself on that boat as I learn cool things about the city. Where is Memorial Park? Where are these events and these picnics in the park taking place? Talk about that for me.
So Memorial Park is a lot of the locals call it Kenmore Park. I think the real name is Memorial Park, but it's right near Kenmore Avenue. And it's near like the Mary Ball monument. And picnic in the park, it happens every Tuesday in May and June, except for next week, the Memorial Day week. But every Tuesday around lunchtime, that you're invited to come and spend your lunch break, or bring out your preschoolers or anything or any people that want to enjoy. There's live music, there's vendors. It's completely free. The only thing you have to pay for is if you want to buy from one of the food trucks. But you're welcome to bring your own picnic as well. So it can be completely free for all the people. And it's 11:30 to 1:30 every Tuesday. And it's just fun lunch activities.
Yeah. And this has been going on for a while.
Oh, yeah. Like decades. Yeah.
So this is a tradition.
Every week has a fun theme. This past week was Farm Day, and it was a lot of people, and they had live animals and all kinds of things.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you posting this stuff on Facebook? I mean, these pictures,
Yes.
do you have any pictures and things like that? Because we'll share them. That's really fun.
Yeah, I can send you some pictures. But yes, it's if you follow us on Facebook, we're at Fred Parks Rec, Parks and Rec, and there's tons of things. The next time we have picnic in the park is June 3rd, and it's Multicultural Day. So we'll be celebrating all different kinds of cultures. It'll be fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And does it run all summer? When does it run till?
It's just May and June. So June 25th will be the last day. The last week is always like a big celebration beach day. And so it's like water things and beach summer celebration.
Will you have a slip and slide? And can we get on it when you do?
I think it's possible. They usually have a lot of sprinklers. I don't know that we've had a slip and slide last year, but
if not, I'm going to bring one because that sounds like fun. I'm definitely going to do that.
There's usually definitely bubbles and sprinklers.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So that sounds like fun. So that's happening at Memorial Park. And one of the things that prompted my email to you to ask if you wanted to come on and talk to me on the podcast here is your evening canoe, or is it canoe or kayak events at Motts Run Reservoir? And I thought
they're kayaks.
Cool.
They're kayaks. So we've got two coming up this summer: the full moon kayak and the sunset kayak. The full moon one is full. The sunset has very few spaces left, but this is something that it's been a few years since we've offered, but it has been offered for years and years, and it's always been fun to give people the opportunity to stay at Motts after hours and do something special.
Yeah. No, I went to a wedding at Motts Run once, and I think that was the last time that I was there in that area. I think there's, yeah, and so it's a really cool area, and what I read in the description was that all you really need to bring with you to attend something like this particular event is a pair of shoes that you can get wet.
Yeah.
So as a guy who's never been on a kayak, I mean, I've been on a canoe many times, but the kayak I've never done. So this like even a beginner could do it.
Oh yeah, it's great for a beginner, and it's we try to make sure that the activities we offer don't require you to buy a bunch of supplies just to try out a new hobby, because a lot of these hobbies like have a lot of cost to them, and so you don't want to buy your own kayak or all of your life vest or anything like that just to try it for the first time. So we provide all of that stuff, the kayaks, the paddles, PFDs. We tell you how to do it, and then we keep you safe during.
Yeah, that's cool. So from the river to the pool, let's talk about the pool opening. I know that I believe it's tomorrow night. You're having sort of a soft open for city residents to come down and register.
Yeah.
And I put this in the newsletter. It's going out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. But I forget all the details and I don't have it up in front of me. So I know, is it where is it? Is the Dorothy Hart Community Center is where they need to come? Is that where they need to go?
So
or where is this?
This is the Dorothy Buffett Pool.
Okay.
So this is at Dixon Park. So the household registration event is great for city residents because city residents get into the pool for free. And if you go to this event, you get registered as a household. It makes going to the pool so much easier. You just have to prove where you live with an ID or a bill, a piece of mail. And then you're set when you bring all the kids out to go swimming when the pool opens.
And so the Doris E. Buffett Community Center, is that the city's public pool? Is that the only one that it has, or does it have others?
Well, it's the Doris E. Buffett pool, but yes, it is our only pool. So they're similar names, but Doris E. Buffett is the pool and Dorothy Hart is the community center.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's our only pool that we operate, and it's located at Dixon Park, right across from like the Mayfield neighborhood on Dixon Street.
Cool. Very cool. So that'll be tomorrow. So if you live in the city, come down, get registered, and you'll get some early access to the pool, right? You get some exclusive city-only resident swim time, so you can hang out with your neighbors.
You can do your swim test so that you're ready to go into the deep end the first time you come to the pool the next time.
Yeah, and so, but if you're coming from, and so when the pool, now when do the pools open for everybody?
Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. So Friday night, your exclusive behind the scenes first look at the pool to get registered, and Saturday is when the party opens, and that's when everybody can come down and swim because it's Memorial Day weekend. And if you're coming from, let's say, Prince William or Stafford or Spotsylvania County, you don't get in free, right? You have to pay $1 million, right, to get in the pool, like at least $1 million, right, to get in the pool. That's cool. So, but in all seriousness, you said city residents get in free, but if you don't live in the city, can you still come to the pool? You might have to pay a few bucks.
You can still come to the pool. There is a slight fee. Kids 3 to 17 are $6, 18 to 54 are $8, and then seniors over 55 are $6. And then 2 and under are free. No.
Yeah. That's
fine for a pool day.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So we've talked about kayaking, we've talked about picnicking in the park, we've talked about the opening of the pools. What else can we talk about? Can we talk about, some of my favorite parks, which is the Riverfront Park, which is obviously right there on the river, and it's a beautiful park, and I take my daughter there all the time to use the splash pad and hang out and really enjoy it. And and then they turn the fountains on, but this past spring in the Her Camp Park. It's in Her Camp Park, and that's one of my favorites because it's right there in town. Let's how many parks does the city have?
Oh, I don't even know the number.
Oh, I put you on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably close to 20.
Wow.
Depending on what you define as a park. There's property that we get to use, but it might not have a playground and picnic tables, so we have a lot of different types of parks.
That's fun, and that's a pretty impressive number because Fredericksburg is, it's not huge. It's not like it's 100 square miles or anything. It's it's pretty contained. 5, and then people when you say Fredericksburg, people are always lump in Stafford and Spotsylvania with it. But when I say Fredericksburg, I'm talking the city of Fredericksburg within the city limits, and in 20 parks for the size of Frederick. I think there's 28,000 people who live in Fredericksburg.
Is it 25?
And to have 20,
it's 25.
25. So to have 20 parks to serve those 25,000 is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What are some of them? So I mentioned some of the obvious ones, like Riverfront right there on the river, and then Her Camp Park is right downtown. You can't miss it if you're going out. But what are some of the other ones that sort of are off the beaten path that people might want to come try out?
Well, I think other than Motts Run, I think my absolute favorite is Alum Spring. And I don't think it's off the beaten path. Like, it's so close to everything, but it's kind of hidden. I think it's a hidden gem. Alum Spring is so beautiful. It's right along Hazel Run. It's completely shaded, so it's beautiful for picnics, and it's got a great playground, and then access to the creek that everybody wants to play in.
Is this a newer park, or is this one has it been around a while?
This has been around like decades and decades. I think the city has managed it since the 60s. And before that, it was still a park that people went to for recreation.
And if I'm on Route 1, right, I'm coming like north from Fulmire Fork out of Spotsylvania into the city.
Yeah.
It's kind of down in that area, right? You're like,
Yeah, it's right. So if you're coming down Route 1 like north, you'll hop onto Route 3 east, and then it's like the next turn
oh wow,
into
okay.
yeah. It's
Cool.
right in that little corridor.
That's awesome. Very cool.
But yeah, it's a beautiful park, and I think everybody should check it out. Plus, it's right on the VCR trail, so you're connected to other places too.
What's the VCR trail?
Oh, it's one of our paved trails within the city. It's the Virginia Commonwealth Railroad Trail, and it used to be a railroad bed, and so a lot of places do this where they convert an old railroad bed into a trail, and this is one of them. And it runs all the way from the train station, I believe, through like the train station downtown to like the Idlewild community.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes a little ways.
That's cool. So it used to be a train track, and now it's like a walking trail.
Yeah, it's a walking trail. It's paved. It looks just like the canal path and the Heritage Trail.
That's awesome.
It's good biking and walking.
What I'm looking for right here on my screen here, because the city just announced that they were going to do like a new trail to connect to an existing trail, and I'm trying to find that Facebook post that the city posted about that, because I thought that was pretty cool. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I saw the announcement with you, but I'm afraid to say I don't know all the details.
That's fine. No, that's like I said, like I'm trying to find it. Anyway, so we've got the details. All right, you got to check out our email newsletter if you're watching this live or listening to this. Sign up for our email newsletter go to PotomacLocalNews.com. Sign up for our free email newsletter, and tomorrow morning at 7:00, I have that detail put into our newsletter because I thought it was really cool. And it's funny, I do my email newsletters like a day before, so it's only 4 or 5 hours ago that I was doing this, and
yeah.
Everything's completely flushed out of my head right now. So it's like I had to get ready for this and this conversation, which I was looking forward to. So, is there anything else that you want us to know about what's going on at the parks this summer, how people can get involved, supporting your efforts, that sort of thing?
Well, I definitely want to plug our summer camps. Summer camps, like I said, kick off next Tuesday. They run through the second or third week of August. And there's opportunities for every age, pretty much. The youngest of our camps start at like 3 years old, and the oldest go through the grandparents. We have a grant camp that grandparents get to attend with their kids. So that's why we get a little adults in there. But there are camps for every age. There's a camp for every interest. There are some camps that are full, but there's space in a lot of them that people can join us and try out something new.
That's cool. And I'm glad to hear that there are still spaces in some of these camps. I know that we try to get my daughter into these camps early, because I know last year about this time we completely missed the boat, and we were like, wow, everything is filled up. And, and she's like 5 years old. She's not eligible for a lot of the camps. So the ones that she was eligible for filled up quickly, but as she ages and there are more opportunities that come up, it's good. I'm glad to hear that things are still open.
Yeah,
people can sign up.
And then the other thing that I definitely wanted to plug was our Concerts by Canoe. At Motts Run Reservoir, we have a really cool event called Concerts by Canoe, and the bands perform from the end of a pier, and then all of the audience get to float on boats and enjoy the concert. So you're welcome to bring your own picnic dinner to enjoy in the boats. And we even have a charcuterie box option now, so that you can pre-order like a little charcuterie snack box to enjoy while you float on the water and enjoy the music. The last one of our spring series is this coming Wednesday. And then there'll be a end of summer series in August and September.
That's cool. So on the dinner, dinner on the, was it by Canoe? Is that what it was?
Concert by Canoe.
Concert by Canoe.
Yeah.
Who's playing?
And well, this week is Ladia, and then in the fall we've got 4 more bands that are gonna perform for us.
And do they like stand on, like, are they on the shore while the boats are in the water?
They're on the end of a dock.
Oh,
So
okay,
they're
cool.
on the end of a dock, and then the boats can gather around. And what's really cool about water is sound travels over the water, and so you can bring your boat like right up to it to enjoy, or you can be spread out and you can hear the music just as well. So it's a great way to just, it's a cool date night. It's a cool family night
Yeah.
just to spend with your favorite people on your boat too, and enjoy some time out in nature and enjoy music.
And so if I have a canoe, I can obviously put it in. Can I put it
Yeah,
in at Motts Run
you
and
can.
there? But if I don't have a canoe, can I rent one there? Is that
Mhm.
also an option?
Yes. So for the concerts, there's a $10 per person entrance fee. But if you have your own boat, you can launch it for free. And if you want, you can rent one of ours for a little bit of a fee just to use while you're there.
That's cool. So you've
Yeah.
got people covered, whether it's charcuterie and feeding them, and if
Yeah.
they want to rent a boat, you've got them covered too. So it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very cool. It
Yeah.
sounds like everyone's going to have a lot of fun in Fredericksburg this
Mhm.
summer. So that's awesome.
We'll be
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, Callie. Well, listen, thank you for coming on and talking with us here on the Potomac Local News Podcast. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around and we'll write, we'll put several posts up and I'll, cut this up and, that way we can have several different stories and help you promote what's going on with your events. But, and the other thing I was going to say is awesome job on Earth Day. That was really cool.
Oh, well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I thought it turned out really nice.
Yeah. Did you guys ever get like a total of that? How many people like came out that day? Because we had a little bit of
Um,
rain. It was gray,
yeah.
but it was still
Yeah,
fun.
the best we can do is just kind of estimate how many people we saw throughout the day. But we're thinking it was somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 people.
That's still a
Yeah.
bang up attendance job. So, and you guys put that on like that. That's your thing. That's what you guys
Yeah,
work
I
on.
think it's our second largest event. The Christmas parade is definitely the first. But yeah, in terms of attendance, the Earth Day is definitely a big event.
Yeah, later this year we'll talk about the Christmas parade
Hmm.
because it's cool. It's like the only night parade in the area. And I have done Manassas's parade every year, and it is a big one. Manassas brings like 50,000, 60,000 people to their Christmas parade. It's always a big deal, but it's during the day, right? It's at 10
Hmm.
o'clock on a Saturday, normally the first Saturday in December. And yours is at night, so you get to see all the Christmas lights on the floats and everything, and all the
Oh
people
yeah,
downtown. So, uh,
it makes it a little bit more magical.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
have never been, so I'm gonna come down this year
Good.
and experience it for the first time. I've always had an invitation from a couple different friends to come, and I like all my friends. I'm just waiting for the coolest invitation to come. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm looking forward to it. So we'll later this year. I hope you'll come back on and talk about the parade and planning and getting it all ready to go. I'd love to have
Of
that
course.
conversation. So. Okay, very cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Guys, thanks for watching this edition of the Potomac Local News Podcast live here on Facebook. And like I said, check us out online at potomaclocalnews.com. Sign up for our free email newsletter. That way you can stay informed of all the local news and events that we post. We send out a Fredericksburg Friday email every Friday, so please check it out by signing up for our free email newsletter at potomaclocalnews.com. Have a great day.